With South Africa battling unemployment, what would be the benefits of equipping the youth with skills development? MD of Puno Workforce, Mamiki Matlawa, believes South Africa should focus on skills training without the necessity of a degree. To share expert analysis on this, I'm joined by educational psychologist at the University of South Africa, Professor Ramodungoane Tabane. Professor, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. So, we have staggering youth unemployment and we have many barriers to access tertiary education. You say that skills training is the answer, but government's TVET colleges were put in place exactly to address this as an alternative to university studies. Are they not working?
Well, this is a multi-pronged approach that is needed. Indeed, we are facing a tremendous pressure where the universities need to link and see if their curriculum indeed it is delivering what is needed. But as for now, yes, it is under pressure and not much is working.
So what should our approach be in terms of equipping the youth with skills while giving them job experience? What are the kind of structures in place to facilitate for that? It
starts at primary level. And unfortunately, most times when we talk about this, we only look into the tertiary level. Look, there was a time in our curriculum where skills were taught from as early as, well, you'll forgive my age, as early as standard 5, grade 7, where learners were taught skills like light electrical training to increase their interest into different skills and not only focusing into curricula, rather into academia. So we needed to start somewhere there. And when it gets to the university level, the tertiary level, the student at that point in time, they already know where they are going. So right now, we are unfortunately having a gap between what is the base and what is needed in the market. Right now, we're talking in terms of having to have introduce internships and learnerships, and you'll see that most of the time when these internships and learnerships come up, they just come out randomly. We just hire and give them to anyone who applies without them having an interest or a link of personality into that particular interest. So unfortunately right now it is broad and then it is uncoordinated.
We have to also create a change amongst employers because there's very few posts for job openings, even in internship or learnerships, for unskilled, completely untrained employees. So how do we encourage employers to employ unskilled or, youngsters with basic qualifications in terms of just having their matric without having to incentivize that? We know that incentive programs haven't had the necessary traction that they should have had.
Unfortunately, we are living in a situation or conditions where employment must come up with a certain remuneration. That spirit of volunteering, learning on the job shadowing, just for the mere fact of learning the interest, it's unfortunately due to the conditions that we are living in, not only referring to what COVID has landed us in, but the high cost of living has caused us to get to a situation where I want to do something and I want to earn something from it. So that element of volunteering to learn, to shadow, it's unfortunately waning off, and it is up to us to communicate and work with our learners, our students to do that. And then in that instance, when the captains of the market realize that they don't have to lose by hiring all these unskilled people just only for them to learn, relaxing a bit of our labor laws, because of having someone on site, it has labor implications, and labor implication has financial implications. So now we are trying to protect, but as much as we're trying to protect with our laws and rules and guidelines, and so how should we manage this workspace, we are unfortunately locking and closing other opportunities.
There are also some benefits to companies from temporarily employing young, unskilled workers in terms of not having to remunerate at such high levels as you have to remunerate skilled workers. What other benefits could there possibly be for companies in terms of growing the number of youth available for employment who are keen and who are experienced to some degree in that sector?
Well, for labour, it might be the matter that the communication and the negotiations with what the policies and the government says in terms of tax rebates. If you employ so many people, those opportunities can be there. But the most important part is the ability to grow your own people, your own timber from the workforce that nobody wanted, that didn't have a skill, and then you have an opportunity as a market, as the captains of the industries, to invite people into what are you doing, and then for investing in them and for them to see, and then probably you'll get cream of the crop from what we never thought that they will be.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That was Professor Ramodungoane Tabane from the University of South Africa. Certainly, university degrees are not all they're cracked up to be, and there's much to be said for skills training.